Okay, good afternoon and thank you for joining us. We shall take the usual format today and begin with a broadcast section. Today we'll start with Jake, Premier League Productions. Off you go, Jake.
Hi Calum, good afternoon.
Hi.
Do you start off by just giving us an injury or team news update, please?
Who do you want to know about?
Did everybody come through the Tottenham game okay, specifically João Pedro and Levi Colwill?
Yeah, they both trained today. Still got another day to see, but both promising, both hopeful that they'll be fit for Sunday.
And the rest of the squad okay after Tottenham?
Yeah, no other updates really. Nothing's changed in that moment.
Just now we've had a couple of days kind of to process the win in midweek. How impressed were you by the team's performance?
I think we were impressed in different ways at times. So we knew it was going to be a challenge physically, mentally. We pushed as hard as we could. I thought the first half we were good value for the 1-0 lead. Played some really nice stuff. Got the second goal, and then I felt like maybe we didn't really have much more to push. So it ended up becoming a bit more about grit and determination and defending our box. That's not how we want the game to look, but 2 or 3 days after a cup final, lots of players who played big minutes in that game. It was a tough game against the top side, so you could see the effects from that game. So I was really pleased with the fight and the grit and the quality at times as well, but great to get a win. We needed that. So.
And also, no doubt for you, great to have that reaction from the fans as well.
Yeah, it was great. Stamford Bridge was brilliant. It's probably the best atmosphere I've seen this season, or since I've been in the first team, sorry. I thought they were brilliant at Wembley as well. And I think it comes from us as well. We have to start games right. We have to start games bright and give the fans something to get behind, which we didn't do in the Forest game. But yeah, it helps so much when that's the energy and it drives the players on it. And it's just a part of the game. If we can get the crowd like that, it can be a really, really difficult place to play.
As somebody who's obviously been in temporary charge, is that what it's all about really when you see the fan reaction like that? Yeah,
definitely. Irrelevant of it being Spurs, which is a massive game for Chelsea and Tottenham, you get that energy, you get that enthusiasm. But that's what we want to do. We want to win games. We want to win trophies for the fans and have more evenings and more days and more moments like that.
How would you sum up then your stint in charge? Do you feel?
From my personal perspective, great learning, great experience, massive challenge. Really thankful for the club for the opportunity and the trust. Really thankful to the players as well. I think they've given us as an interim staff everything they could. So yeah, really pleased, really happy to support the club in whichever way I'm needed.
Trickier than perhaps you'd imagined, or about as hard as you thought it would?
No, I wouldn't say it was trickier. It was really challenging, but it's Premier League. It's the top level for me, the best league in the world, playing against some of the best managers in the world. It's always going to be a massive challenge. Luckily, we've got some very, very good players that make it easier for you in those moments. So, pleased with it all.
One more game coming on Sunday. No doubt you can expect a feisty atmosphere at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Both teams need to win as well. Sunderland have had a brilliant season. They're a really good side, really challenging side, cause you real problems. So, we need one more push, one more big game, 3 points, and hopefully get ourselves up that table.
You said Sunderland need a win. Could you, as manager in your last game, perhaps have done without them really needing a win to get into Europe?
Yeah, there's no point thinking about that, really. We knew from the beginning of the season that we'd have Sunderland last day of the season. So we need to face what's in front of us. We're more than capable of going there and winning that game, but we know we have to be at our best to get 3 points because they're a very good side. Thank you.
Thanks, Jake. John?
Hi, Don. Can I just ask your reaction to Cole Palmer not being in the England squad?
Yeah, I don't want to comment on that. It's not anything to do with me. I've spoken loads of times about what I feel and how the club feel about Cole. And the England manager's made a decision in that moment. It's probably best to speak to him. But we have full belief and trust in Cole. We know that he's a quality player and we'll be relying on him on Sunday. Again, I wouldn't want to comment on that too much. We've trained today. We haven't spoken about it.
Okay. But I'm sure he's not thinking like this at the moment, but in the long run, could it actually be quite a good thing for him? He's finally going to get the summer off, which possibly he needs.
I think in life and in football, especially in football, I've learned that you need to take every setback as a positive. There's going to be lots of them. There's going to be losses. There's going to be moments like this. And if you have the right mindset, you can turn it into a positive.
How do the club view playing in the Conference League next season, obviously it's not the preference for a club like Chelsea.
I don't know how the club view it. We haven't had those conversations. All we've spoken about is, since I've come in, trying to win every single Premier League game to obviously hopefully get in the Champions League, hopefully get into Europe if Champions League isn't available. So I wouldn't know.
Would it be a disappointment if you were to finish 8th and the club?
It would be a disappointment if we don't win on Sunday, and that's all we're going to focus on.
But if you finish 8th and the club at this standing ends up back in that competition?
It would be a disappointment if we don't win on Sunday, and that's all our focus is on, is beating Sunderland, and we can't control the other results, so we'll be fully focused on getting 3 points against Sunderland.
Thanks, John. Simon?
Hey, Calum. Is Reece also okay to play Sunday? Obviously, it didn't start or feature on Tuesday.
Yeah, Reece has trained today, so we're playing it day by day with Reece. He's fit, he's in a good condition, but we just know that we have to manage Reece correctly over the last couple of games. He played obviously a lot of minutes in the final, which again, I go back to, it was a tough game against a really good side, so it's going to take a lot out of you. We didn't want to risk him on Tuesday. We felt like we had enough to see the game out, which was correct, and we're hoping to have Reece back on Sunday.
I appreciate you said you haven't spoken to Cole. He's not the only one that's had disappointing news the last few days. Do you notice that they're sort of still up for this game, as in it's not affecting them? People like João Pedro and Stein have also had some bad news.
Yeah, well, in terms of Colwill and the England announcement, that was made at 10 o'clock. I think around 10 o'clock today. We had a team meeting at 10:30 and we trained at 11. So we haven't had time to speak or get a feel for the group. Training was really good today. I was pleased with all the boys' mindset, mentality. The way they train was really good. So I'm sure we'll have those conversations in the next couple of days and check in, and I'll see how they are. But they're professionals, they're top players, and we all know, we highlighted it weeks ago, we need to win as many Premier League games as we can from now to the end of the season, and we've got one more to go and we need to get 3 points.
And I think you sort of said you can use it as a positive. It's kind of like it can also be a fuel to sort of go, right, they've proved themselves anyway, but to go and prove a point even on Sunday that they're still top players sort of thing.
Yeah, it's football. You're going to have so many moments like this, whether it be on the pitch, off the pitch, whatever. The reason they're at this level and able to play for a club of this magnitude is because they can deal with setbacks. If they wouldn't, and they didn't have that resilience, they wouldn't be international footballers. They wouldn't have won competitions they've won. They wouldn't be as good as they are as players. So they'll be able to deal with any setback.
And a last question there. Jorrel Hato had another fine game on Tuesday night. Just sort of how do you think he's come on this season?
Yeah, it's always challenging someone so young coming from a different league. I think the Premier League's a really unique league, and it takes time to get used to. And I'd had that conversation with Jorrel when I took the interim charge the first time. And since then, since Christmas, I think he's been probably our best performer, or one of, alongside a few others. But he's been exceptional. And the moment in the game, the block at the end against Maddison is massive for our season. So that kind of summarises his level, and we're really pleased with Jorrel, and he's in a really good place.
Thanks, Simon. Finish with Rob, please.
It's been a 12 months that you probably weren't expecting to have. You probably had experiences you never thought you'd have this early in your career. Where does it leave you now? Will you be happy to go back to being a first team coach, or will you be happy going back to the age group teams if that's what it comes to, or has it accelerated ambitions you might have had to be a manager? Where does it leave you personally?
I wouldn't say it's accelerated ambitions. Like it's been a great challenge, a great learning for me. You learn about yourself in these moments. So I've really enjoyed the challenge. It gives me a bit of an idea and a perspective of what it's like coaching at this level, at this magnitude. And I'll be happy with whatever happens next year, whatever my role is. I'm here to support. I'm not in a rush. So here to support the club wherever they see where I bring the most value, and I'm all on board with that.
I mean, it's rare in football for someone about whom so little is known as we do about you to come to such a high profile and visible position. Do you feel grateful for the experiences you've had this year, or would you have rather it all been a lot simpler if Enzo Maresca was still in that seat and you just spent the last 10 months with the 21s?
No, I'm very grateful for the trust and opportunity that was shown. There was a change made, and the club made a decision that they felt like I was the right person to step in on both occasions, and I'm grateful for that trust and the opportunity that they've given me.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, everyone. Cameras off.